let's get serious for a minute, because before we get out of here, bro.
Right.
I've been seeing things online, man, where, you see these podcasts and these interviews, man, where these guys are talking about women. They all talk about the same thing.
Yeah.
So what is it? I get annoyed, dog. This is probably some of the most disrespectful things one of the disrespectful things I've heard, man. It seemed like they are trying to undervalue a single woman that has kids or have a child.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Okay.
They try to say that they're used goods, ran through, whatever. And you just shouldn't do it. Ain't no value in that.
Right.
And I 1000% disagree. I think that is very dismissive and it's very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what you're gaining by dating a woman with kids. And I'm talking about a good woman who got it together. I'm not talking about the bummies. I'm never referring to them. Whenever we speak, we talking about people with sense and that's trying to live life.
Quality.
All right? With that being said, a good woman with some kids or a kid, bro, you're actually gaining more than you know. You're gaining a person who has some wisdom, some experience, some knowledge, a person who, a person who understands the meaning of sacrifice, a person who understands the concept of being a team, of being a good teammate, someone who has the experience of both sides. She has been in something where it just didn't work out and she's tried to navigate through this alone. I'm sure she'd rather have a mate to journey through this life with. So with that being said, you gaining someone potentially who's more open-minded to things, who understand things, and who has evolved into this person to where she can carry the load. I'm not talking about the load that everybody's talking about, financial, all that nonsense. I'm speaking from the standpoint, the internal aspects, the intangibles of relationships in a household that women don't get credit for. I just can't stand hearing dudes talk about women with kids that way, dog, like they're worthless. Nothing could be further from the truth, because guess what, my nigga? That means your mama is worthless. That means some of you niggas' sisters are worthless because they single with kids. That means some of your aunties are worthless. Your grandmama was worthless. So what are we really saying? We have to be careful with what we're saying, because we just get on this internet and just start talking because we think it sound fly. We thinking we cooking when we talking this bull crap, because we just trying to get the views up, so we'll say anything, no matter how ignorant it sounds. So I can't never rock with that.
Yeah.
I 100% disagree with that, and can't none of these gold chain, oily bird, shades indoor niggas tell me different. The floor is yours.
So what they are doing is trying to use a logical argument in a situation that involves emotion.
You know how nurturing a woman is with kids, bro?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
I do, because I've dated them before,
Damn.
so I do.
Damn.
So what they're trying to do is say, from a logical standpoint, because they always use the car analogy.
Right.
Would you want a car with no miles on it, or would you want a car with 100,000 miles on it?
I like mine with a little miles on it. I ain't never had a car off the showroom.
Not even that. If the car with no miles on it is a Toyota Corolla, and the car with 100,000 miles on it is a G-Wagon, I still want the G-Wagon. I'm silly like that. I'm silly like that.
Real quick.
I'm silly like that.
Great point. Great comparison. Great comparison. Because they quick to go to the car.
They quick to go to the car. And when it was going to the car metaphor, I was like, I don't get that, because. So what I'm basically saying is, if you're a good person, you're a good person, you're a good person. If you got 15 kids, if you got one kid, if you're a good person, you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're good in a relationship, then you're good in a relationship. Yes, do the kids matter? They absolutely do matter. Because if you're trying to build a life with someone and you're trying to build a family with someone, y'all gonna have to figure out that dynamic. That much I do understand. But saying someone is worthless or not of value, whom you haven't met, whom you don't know, who you You're not familiar with their situation. You don't know them personally. You don't know the type of personality they have. You don't know the lessons that they've learned. You don't know none of that shit. But you, excuse me, you're going off what the internet says, which is, oh, my nigga, don't be no stepdaddy. Oh, my nigga, don't ever date no woman with kids. So you rather take a shitty woman with no kids than a good woman with kids, and that's the qualifying factor.
But that's the logic we using, cause
it makes no sense
at all.
It makes no sense
at all. Well said, my nigga.
It makes no sense. So
it's stupid.
If you are a single woman out there with kids, so continue to put yourself out there. Continue to improve yourself. Continue to know that you are worthy and worth it, and that there is a man out there that will value you, take care of you. Your thing is that you must come whole. Just continue to work on yourself. It's a lot of niggas out here that's listening to a lot of podcasts and they're getting this information from those podcasts. You just got to ignore it at this point, because I promise you, the agendas are becoming clear. The agendas are becoming clear on a lot of these cats that are on these podcasts and, giving their 2 cents or their opinion on shit.
Mm-hmm.
So take that shit with a grain of salt, because half these motherfuckers ain't who they say they are, no way.
1000%. And to keep it a buck, and it's just my opinion, the cats who say that or talk like that, most of them niggas is deadbeats.
And or single.
Because
which is wild.
Because if you a man with kids, whether you with your person or not, or you don't have kids, there's no way you can think like that about a woman with kids, because first of all, it's just asinine. It's a stupid damn way. It's a stupid way to think, cuzzo. So you have to be. It says a lot about you for having that viewpoint.
Yeah, it does.
It says that is a major red flag to have that point of view about women with children.
Yes.
Or a child.
Yes.
That's a very that's such a flag, dog.
Just for that reason. That's the thing. Every situation is different, but if you're just using that as a qualifying factor, come on, my nigga, wake up.
It's just ignorant. It's ignorant.
Wake up.
No real cat would think like that.
Wake up.
Because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You can't even explain it enough to where it makes sense.
Yeah, wake up.